Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 yoga. So since we had that amazing shoulder workout this week, I wanted to focus on shoulders for today's or whenever you're doing this yoga class. I would like you to have one prop with you. I have a yoga strap. You don't have to have a yoga strap. You could have an old tie, a towel that's a little bit longer, so like a kitchen towel, a scarf, or a belt. Any of those things will do, and we're actually going to start with that prop. So come into a seated position, and if it bothers you to stay seated for a long time, feel free to come up to standing. But what I want you to do is to take your strap or your towel or your belt out in front of you and pull on it tightly and extend your arms and keep your arms straight as you reach your arms up and overhead. Take the strap behind you. Now if your elbows have to bend, slide your hands out even farther and lower the strap back behind you. So you're going to make a circle up and over and to the front, and then up and over and to the back. Keep your arms as straight as you can, okay? Once the elbows begin to bend, we kind of lose the benefit and the whole purpose of this exercise. So give me 3 more up and overs. And as you do this, I want you to think about your shoulders coming up towards the ears, so that shoulder blade elevation. And then when your hands go down and back, take the shoulder blades down the back. So retraction and decompression. One last time. And end with the strap behind you, and go ahead and gently set it aside. So if you have really tight shoulders, that's an awesome exercise that you can do anytime, anywhere. We're going to stay in this seated position, and what I would like you to do is interlace your fingers behind the back and come into a chest expansion. So what that looks like here is, eventually you're going to lift the knuckles up and away, hug the elbows in towards each other, and breathe the chest up towards the chin. So you're going to feel your collarbones spreading, the chest expanding. This is awesome post push-ups, any post chest work. Now from your chest expansion, what I want you to do, take your left forearm to the small of your back and your fist towards your right waist, and then lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. So I'll turn back around to the front. So now you're getting a stretch to the left side of the neck. Just let your left shoulder grow heavy. Breathe where you feel the tightness. And inhale, back to center, chest expansion. Reach the knuckles back, lift and breathe the chest up. Exhale, switch sides. Right forearm to the small of your back. Fist goes to the left side of your waist. Oh, and lower left ear towards left shoulder. So I would venture to guess that all of us can benefit from this stretch. This is one of my go-tos to release tension and stress from the shoulders, neck, and upper back. Last 2 breaths here. And with the breath in, return back to chest expansion. Knuckles reach back. Crown reaches high. Chest breathing towards the chin. And gently release. Let's come on over into all fours, tabletop position. So we did this pose last week. Chances are if you come to my yoga class, you are going to do this pose, and it's puppy pose. Keep the hips stacked over the knees. We don't want to come back like child's pose. Walk your arms out in front of you, and then lower your chin or your mouth or your forehead down to the mat or the ground. Remember, if this is too intense, I want you to bend one of your elbows and rest your forehead on that forearm. We're going to stay for 6 breaths here. If one of your arms is bent, switch sides. And as you breathe in, begin to lift yourself back up. Walk the hands back in, not all the way under the shoulders, just a couple inches in front of. Curl your toes under and let's lift up and back into our first downward facing dog. So press those hips up and back, pedal the feet, bend the knees, find some action through the lower half of the body and lengthening through the spine and lift through the hips. And then moving with our breath, inhale, come forward into high plank. Just roll forward, shift forward, shoulders over wrists, and then exhale, hips come up and back in a downward facing dog. 2 more, inhale, roll and round, forward and up into plank, and then exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward dog. Last time here, inhale, roll forward, round forward, unwind into plank, and then exhale, draw the hips up and back in a downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And on your exhale, walk your feet to meet the hands towards the top of your mat. As you breathe in, lift halfway, lengthen from the crown to the tailbone. And then exhale and soften into forward fold, head and neck relax. Let's find another chest expansion. Knuckles reach behind the back, fingers interlace. Now if you cannot get your hands to interlace, use your prop again. Get them as close as you can on that strap. But give yourself some room to breathe. And I forgot to mention, if you need a little more space for belly and boobs, take your feet a little bit wider. It's all about breathing. If we can't breathe, then we're not doing yoga. So give yourself the space that you need. And then gently release your fingertips down towards the ground. Set your prop aside if you were using it. If your feet are wide, bring them back in hip width distance. And as you breathe in, stand all the way up, mountain pose Tadasana. Stretch and reach up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold, dive over the legs, head down last. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank, step or jump back. From your plank, please lower all the way down to the ground. Point your toes back behind you, push the tops of feet down, and then inhale into cobra. So peel your chin, your chest, your shoulders up. Draw the elbows in. Make sure you don't look like this, okay? Shoulders away from the ears. There's space, there's length. You can breathe, inhale. Exhale, lower the chest. Curl your toes under, push your heels back. Inhale is tabletop or plank. Exhale, back downward dog. So just a little bit of flow with our sun salutations today. Take a breath in. Exhale, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain, stretch and reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank, step back. Lower all the way down to the ground. Point your toes back, inhale, lengthen, then lift, cobra. Exhale, lower. Curl your toes, inhale, tabletop or plank. Exhale, back, downward dog. Once more, breath in here. Exhale to the top, walk or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into mountain, reach up, stretch up tall. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank, step back. Lower all the way down. Point your toes back, inhale, cobra. Exhale, gently lower. Curl the toes under, inhale, tabletop or plank. And then exhale, back, downward facing dog. Now from your downward dog, inhale, reach your right leg towards the sky. As you exhale, bend your knee, roll the hip open. You're going to stack your right hip on your left. Open the hips towards the side, but square the shoulders down to the ground again. Now inhale back to straight legs, squared off hips. Exhale, come on through to a lunge. So step through. Help the foot as needed. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms come up for crescent moon. Hips are sinking forward and down, but you're hugging in as well. Chest is lifting and breathing up. Shoulders are relaxing down. Now while you're here, we're going to come into eagle arms. Take your left arm underneath your right. Bend at the elbows, and then try and wrap your forearms up so your palms eventually come to touch. While you're here, add a little bit of a back bend. I want you to press your right elbow to the right, left elbow to the left. You're going to feel a stretch all across your upper back. Last 2 breaths. Gently unwind the arms, plant your hands on either side of your right foot. Curl the back toes under and lift the back knee up. Find your first twist to your right arm reaches up. And what I'd like you to do while you're here, make big circles to the back, like you're swimming the backstroke. So leading with the pinky finger, flip the palm to face away. And do one more. Pause at the top. Right arm reaches high to the sky as you breathe in. Exhale, release. Right hand down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg floats high to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Remember, you're stacking left hip on right. Right heel sinks down, but then the left shoulder presses down to the ground. You want to feel length on the right side of the body. Inhale back, straight leg. Exhale, lunge, big step through. Let the right knee come down to the ground. And then as you breathe in, arms overhead, crescent moon. Lift and grow out of the waist. Sink and surrender into the hips. Remember, all the while the ribs are hugging in. You feel space. Now adding that shoulder stretch with eagle arms. Right arm wraps underneath the left. Bend the elbows and then wrap your arms like little snakes wrapping together. Eventually palms touch. Palms don't touch, back of the hands can touch. And if neither of those work, you can grab opposite shoulders here. Find that little back bend again. Remember, always lengthen before you lift. Bonus hip flexor stretch. Gently unwind the arms. Plant your hands on either side of your left foot. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. Left arm reaches up for that twist. So as you open through the chest, find those big circles with your left arm again. Palm faces away from you. Full rotation in the shoulder. Maybe you're working through some clicking or some popping. Just release that energy. And then pause at the top, open up into the twist. Breath in, exhale, release. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. As you breathe in, right leg floats high again. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open, big hip stretch. Inhale back, straight leg. Exhale, step through, lunge. So we're going to do a pose we haven't done yet, Warrior One. step your back foot in a little bit, spin the left heel down, and then reach your arms up and overhead. So the difference between Warrior One and a crescent lunge is that back heel is down. Your back foot is all the way pressing down. Hips square to the front. Sink into the front knee, the front hip. Now, adding the shoulder element, sweep your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Breathe in to expand through the chest, so roll the shoulders back. And as you exhale, humble warrior, you're going to fold inside your hips to go back behind you or off the right edge of your mat. Don't let that happen. Keep your right hip drawing towards your left heel. Head relaxes, neck relaxes. Knuckles reach up and away. Two more breaths. And then as you breathe in, rise back up into Warrior One. No rush to get there. Reach up, sit back into the hips, breathe in. Exhale, release to plank. Plant your hands and step back. And then option here, you can go right back into downward dog. Otherwise, take a chaturanga. So narrow elbows, narrow push-up. Inhale into upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Push the hands and the feet down to lift the chest. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Flip the feet. Hips lift up. Inhale, left leg up, please. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Inhale, straight legs, square hips. Exhale, lunge. Squeeze the knee to the chest, step through. Spin your right heel down. You'll probably have to take a shorter stance in order to get the heel to stay down. And then rise up for Warrior One. Squared hips. Left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. Don't let this back knee bend. Keep it fired up and strong. Fingertips reach overhead. Really pressing through the outer edge of that right foot. Arch lifts. Hips sink low. Lower the arms behind the body. Interlace the fingers. Breathe in to expand across the chest. Puff it up. And then exhale, humble warrior. Fold inside of your left knee. So the left shoulder is going to go inside of the left knee. I'll show you from this side. So you don't want your butt to go off the left edge of your mat. You want to pull the left hip back. Keep the right foot anchored. And remember, if you can't get your hands to interlace, use your strap. Or whatever it is you're using as a strap today. Last few breaths. And inhale, stand all the way up. I hope you were feeling that in your hips as much as I was. Breathe in. Exhale, release, hands come down. Step back to high plank. Option to go back to downward dog or take the chaturanga into upward facing dog. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Very good. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, tabletop position. We're going to come into thread the needle here. As you breathe in, reach your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, slide your right hand across your mat and lower the right ear down to the ground. Box out your left elbow, so elbows over the wrist. You could also come into a half bind here, taking the left arm across your lower back. I actually get a better stretch when I can put a little pressure into that left hand. This is another one of my go-tos. It's pretty much in every one of my classes, in my own personal stretch/yoga sessions. With your next breath in, unwind. Bring the left hand in a little bit. Reach your right arm back up to the ceiling. And exhale, release to all fours. Second side, left arm stretches out and up. Exhale, thread the needle. Lower the left ear down, box out the right elbow. If you came into a half bind on the first side, make sure you do that here. Then gently unwind. Take that left arm back out and up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And exhale, release back down to all fours. Now we're going to come into a really big shoulder opener called dolphin pose. Dolphin is like downward dog on your forearms. So I'm going to have you start in tabletop, but lower down to your forearms here. And I want you to be able to wrap your hands around your elbows. So that's how far apart your arms all face forward. So your elbows are just shoulder width distance. Be able to touch your opposite arm with your opposite hand. And then take your hands back to parallel. There's going to be a tendency for your elbows to go out. Try really hard not to let that happen. You're going to feel this in your lats. So with your forearms down, parallel to each other, shoulder width distance. Now, curl your toes under. Begin by pushing your forearms down into the ground. You're going to feel your upper back expand. Lift your hips up now and walk your feet in as much as you can. If you need to have a little bend in the knees, that's okay. Just know that you're working towards straight legs. Your head is not touching the ground, okay? You're not resting on your head. You push your forearms down and forward. Spread the shoulder blades across the back. Draw the belly in. Press chest to thighs, thighs to chest. Stay here and breathe. Last 2 breaths. Feel the strength, feel the stretch. And gently lower your knees down, tops of the feet down. Sit your hips to your heels and bring your arms back by your sides. My head's turned to the side because I have the silly hat on, but you can have your forehead down on the mat. Last 2 breaths here. And take your hands under your shoulders. Come up to seated, please. Swing your legs around in front of you. And what I would like you to do is to keep your right leg extended long and bend your left knee. Cross your left foot over the right leg. And then take your left hand behind you, really close to the body, so it's going to help prop you up. You can have your palm flat or you could be on fingertips. Reach this right arm up towards the sky. Breathe in. And then exhale, you're going to twist. Either take your elbow outside of the left knee or wrap your arm around the leg. Wherever you are, hug the knee into the body, lengthen through the crown, twist through the torso. As you breathe in, unwind, come back to center, switch out the legs. Left leg goes long, right knee bends. Cross your right foot over your left leg. Take the right hand back behind you as a kickstand to prop you up. Left arm reaches up, breathe in. Exhale and twist across the body. Take the elbow outside of the knee or wrap the arm around the leg. Turn and twist. If you're newer to yoga, you may not have heard this before, but with every inhale, work towards lengthening. And with every exhale, our intention is to move a little deeper into that twist. And notice I said our intention, so it doesn't really matter if you do twist deeper. That's just where we're headed. That's what we're thinking about and working towards. Inhale, please come back to center. Uncross the legs, take both legs out in front of you. Reach your arms forward. I'm going to lower all the way down. Now, I'm going to have you do Shavasana today. If you like, you can do regular Shavasana. Otherwise, Supta Baddha Konasana. I think we did this last week. Soles of the feet touch, knees open wide. Arms come overhead, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Allow your eyes to close, your jaw to relax. Breath to be steady. And this is actually where I'm going to leave you today. So if you have time to stay here for 5 minutes, I highly, highly recommend it. If you need to get back to something else, just allow your knees to come together and then roll to one side. And as I mentioned, I'm just going to leave you here. But whenever you're ready, gently come out of your practice. Thank you so much for slowing down with me today. Namaste.